Welcome to Heal Within. Here with me, Dr. Evette, trauma therapist and also creator of Metaphysical anatomy technique. And this podcast is your safe space to explore emotional healing, nervous system repair, and also deep inner transformation. And if you are ready to go deeper, and you would like to be supported in your journey, you can book a one-on-one session with me or with one of my certified metapsychology coaching practitioners. You can also join one of our upcoming live healing events and workshops or retreats at metaphysicalanatomy.com. And now, let's begin your journey back to wholeness, one breath and one breakthrough at a time. And today's episode, we're diving deep into healing archetypes. And a healing, let's start first of all with just what is a healing archetype. So this is almost like it's like a symbolic pattern or a role that reflects how you normally approach your own healing and how you support the healing of others. You see, archetypes are almost like universal themes in human behavior, like the nurturer or maybe the warrior, and in the context of also healing. And in the context of healing, they represent your instinctive way of dealing perhaps with pain, growth, and also transformation. Let's dive into some examples of healing archetypes. The first one that we have is the nurturer. This often is an archetype that heals through compassion, care, creating safety. And then the flip side, you'll have the warrior. This archetype heals through resilience, courage, pushing through challenges as well. Then we have the seeker. And the seeker heals through knowledge, exploration, and also spiritual practices. Then we have the alchemist. So the alchemist heals by transforming pain into wisdom. And it's almost like creating something new in a positive way from struggle. Then we have the visionary. And the visionary heals through creativity, the big picture type of insights that this person would have, and also healing through inspiring others. So you see, your healing archetype, it's not really fixed. It actually can evolve as you grow. But you usually normally have one or two dominant ones that can help you to guide you as you process life and also perhaps even help other people along the line. Myself personally, I've had several archetypes myself, and I notice sometimes it depends on the type of stress that I am addressing. That would actually determine which archetype would come forward within me to help me to process what I'm feeling. So you even might find yourself not just having one or two, but you might go through all of them in different stages and depending on the type of stress or challenge that you feel challenged with that you're trying to overcome. Now, these archetypes, generally speaking, they're positive. It's good to have them. However, these archetypes, they can also be wounded. And what that would look like is when you, for example, are a nurturer, maybe you're great at being a healing, nurturing source for others. However, it is extremely hard to be that archetype for yourself and to hold that nurturing space at the same time for you to heal. You know, when you feel that you're good at being the nurturer, but it's easier to give that to other people rather than actually giving it to yourself. So that is when your nurturing healing archetype is helping others. But what about you? Where do you fit into all of that? So you see, when our archetypes are based on wounded behaviors, such as maybe being the nurturers now again in this case with the intention to receive love, or maybe it could be to feel accepted, then it can start to almost become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the more that you give, the more you're actually locking yourself now into a pattern and into a dynamic with people that might never give you the acceptance that you need. So let's go back to the warrior, which is one of the ones that we also touched on, right? You might be the warrior by heart, but if this warrior is wounded, then you might actually help people fight for their dreams, but you actually undermine your own at the same time. So you see how all these archetypes, they are meant to divinely just strike a balance between you and actually also your environment and the people that are also in your life. So at the end of the day, neither of these sources should actually cause you to feel that you're giving too much and that you're not able to get back. So when you start to find yourself in that uneven exchange, this is where we might potentially be leaning more to looking at, well, maybe there's a healing archetype that is wounded. Because the biggest roadblock that I see is our self-esteem and how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to our needs, whether it is happiness, whether it is love, fulfillment, whether it's purpose. And all these factors that I just mentioned, it's greatly influenced by, of course, our childhood. How did we see our parents chasing maybe their dreams? Were they even chasing their dreams? Which wounded archetypes could they have been in? And which of these archetypes did you maybe consciously or subconsciously copied from them? And now applying that same strategy in your life. Because at the end of the day, what you give to others, to support, to help, love, nurturing, all that energy, it needs to be equally coming back to you, if not actually more. Because if your tank runs empty, how are you going to help these other people? And secondly, how are you going to be able to do that in a way that is not going to leave you feeling exhausted and most likely feeling frustrated, if not even resentful? And then feeling trapped and stuck, not knowing, how do I get out of these dynamics? How do I rebalance my life now? So it can become this unhealthy spiral at the end of the day. And then we sit there and we think, well, how do we break it? How do we change it? So in our healing meditation closer to the end, we're going to dive a little bit more into that and just, touch also a bit on the wounded parts that there could be, and then start to shift that as well. But first of all, let's see if we can find your archetype. So a great way to do that is to reflect on your journey, asking yourself, when I have gone through pain or maybe difficulty, what helped me to heal the most? Did I lean on knowledge? Did I lean on connection? Did I lean on my own inner strength? Did I lean on creativity? Did I maybe lean on a certain mindset, such as pushing through or fighting my way through it? Which one, for example, would come forward for you? Because another beautiful way to look at this is to notice how we support other people. So, for example, like when friends or clients, when they come to you, do you listen deeply? Do you offer maybe solutions? Do you encourage bravery? Or do you maybe inspire hope? You see, one thing that I learned is the way that we inspire other people, that natural way of just helping others, it actually reveals your archetype. But if you are in that space where you feel, maybe as an example, you are the nurturer and you feel resentful when you feel like you always just have to nurture everyone else and you're feeling like, well, when is it my turn? It's more of a clear sign that you are in the wounded healing archetype. So having said that, I want to park that there just for a minute, but also just very briefly, just for a few seconds, also look at and maybe tap a little bit more into our strengths and our shadows. Because every archetype, it has a strength. As for example, let's go back to the nurturer. The strength could be compassion, and the challenges, the shadow side could be maybe overgiving or neglecting yourself. So recognizing both sides here, it really can help you to see yourself a lot clearer, and also perhaps learning to build awareness in relationship to the sensitivity that you might feel. Oh, wow, I feel a trigger now. Okay, I'm leaning more now into the wounded side of my healing archetype. Maybe I need to correct this. What step can I gently take to bring this back into alignment so that I feel nurtured and other people also feel nurtured as well? And this requires that conscious connection, that really tuning into your body and into your intuition as well. Like noticing, when do I feel most aligned? When do I feel most powerful in my healing work, in my change work, and when I help other people? Because that often signals your archetype at play. And so now, when you are ready, let's start our healing meditation, diving into and discovering our healing archetypes. So remember, if you're walking or driving, now is a really good time to press that pause button. And when you are ready, you can come back again to this episode and complete the meditation with us. And if you are ready right now, I invite you to sit comfortably, or you can lie down, closing your eyes if you wish, and taking a nice deep breath. Very good. And now, I invite you to just bring your full awareness and focus to your breath. And notice, as you are breathing, notice how your body is moving with you. Notice your breath as well and how it feels when you inhale and exhale. Feel the weight of your body really sinking into the surface beneath you. Feeling fully held, fully supported. And notice, as you have your awareness on your breath, notice how with each breath you are gently feeling yourself arriving fully in this moment. Releasing the tension in your shoulders. Opening up your mouth, relaxing your jaw just a little bit, and noticing as you do how your thought starts to quiet down. Your stomach relaxes. Let go of any thoughts of feeling I need to be somewhere, I need to be doing something. And now, imagine and finding yourself growing roots from the base of your spine and the soles of your feet. reaching deep down, 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 into the earth. Feeling yourself anchored, supported, and also safe in this moment. In this moment that you are creating for yourself now. And with each inhale, draw in calm, nourishing energy from the earth. With each exhale, release all tension, stories, or roles perhaps that just no longer serve you in this moment. Just fully you, authentically you, in the here and now. I invite you now, in this space, to imagine a gentle light above your head. Warm, golden light. And as it flows down through your body, it illuminates your heart space. And in the center of your chest, I invite you to imagine like a doorway. And seeing this as the entrance to your inner healing temple. This is the place where your soul's wisdom resides. And when you are ready, stepping through the doorway, notice the details around you, the colors, the textures, and the atmosphere of this sacred space. Now, in this space, you start to sense a presence approaching. This presence is your healing archetype. It's that part of you that knows how you can heal, help yourself and others as well. Notice now as well how it appears. Does it take the form of a guide, an animal, maybe a symbol? It can also be an aspect of yourself. Allow it to show you who it is. And now, ask it gently, how do I naturally bring healing into the world? What strengths do I carry on my healing path? What message do you have for me right now? And I invite you to listen with your heart, trusting the first impressions, the words, or maybe the feelings that starts to surface. Feeling the strengths of that archetype, and maybe you see more than one. Just feeling the presence of its strengths. And knowing that these strengths are a mirror of what is within you. Allowing these archetypes to remind you of the beauty that is within you. That strength that is within you. I invite you to really take in this space that you're in. Absorb the energy of it, the wisdom of it. Because this is a space that you can return to at any time when you need guidance. And while you're in that space, let's also bring in more positive energy through positive affirmations, such as, I trust my body's wisdom and allow myself to heal at my own pace. Every breath I take fills me with calmness, safety, and renewal. I release what no longer serves me, and I'm open to new possibilities of peace. My past has perhaps shaped me, but it no longer defines me. I am free to create a new story. I'm resilient, and I rise stronger from every challenge that I face. Love, compassion, and healing energy flows through me, and it surrounds me now. I choose to be gentle with myself, and I honor my emotions as sacred teachers. Each day, I grow more aligned with my highest self and authentic path. I am worthy of joy, health, and emotional freedom. My journey is a gift, and I embrace it with courage, and I am thankful. And taking a nice deep breath. Very good. And now, bringing your awareness back to your breath. Back to the surface, feeling that surface beneath your body. Bringing your full focus and awareness to the bottom of your feet. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Gently returning to the present moment. And when you are ready, gently opening your eyes. And welcome back. Well done. Welcome back. And remember that you're not alone. You are healing one step at a time, one breath at a time. And the affirmation for today is love, compassion, and healing energy flow through me, and it surrounds me today. And remember that if this episode touched you, then please share it with someone who's perhaps also on their healing journey. And as always, breathe deep, listen within, and stay gently curious. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. Thank you for your love and your energy. I love you. And until next time, be the light that you are.